What is going on YouTube? John here, back again with another unboxing and review. Today what I have for you is a 1/10 scale Catwoman from Iron Studios. Now this one I wasn't exactly sure if I was getting her or not because I knew if I got Catwoman, I'd obviously want like a Keaton Batman and maybe some of the other ones from this line. So I'll show you why I decided to get her later in this video. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is unbox her, put it together, and tell you what I think. I'm hoping I don't know if it picks up on the camera, but over here you can see a little dent in the box. I'm hoping that doesn't end up mattering. I guess we're going to find out together. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you around the box. This is your typical Iron Studio style branding that they do for most of their 1/10 scale statues, but it has a Batman Returns style color scheme to it. We're going to go ahead and start in the bottom. It says her name, Catwoman, has a close-up shot of the statue itself, as the Batman Returns logo on the top left here. Switching it over here, you see the Iron Studios logo on the side. Switching to the back, you're going to see a full shot of the statue itself with the base in full view. We're going to go ahead and rotate it one last time. We're going to see a grayscale colored Catwoman, kind of a close-up shot. And on the very top of the box, you're going to see the Batman Returns movie logo again, and it says Catwoman. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and take her out of this box and open up the styrofoam tray it's in and take a closer look at each individual piece. Batman Returns is a sequel to the 1989 movie Batman, starring Michael Keaton. Michelle Pfeiffer starred as Catwoman in Batman Returns, and more than 60 latex cat suits were created for the 6-month shoot at $1,000 a pop. The initial concept for the design came from Tim Burton, who envisioned a stuffed cat with stitches coming apart at the seams. The costume was created around the body cast of Pfeiffer so that it would fit exactly and painted with white silicone rubber to imitate stitches. In my opinion, Michelle Pfeiffer oozes chaotic confidence and sexuality in Batman Returns, and her portrayal of Catwoman has yet to be topped. Alright, and here we are met with all the individual pieces of the statue, not too many, I think there's only 3. And we're going to go ahead and start with the base here. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of this wax paper so we can take a closer look. And here we have a kind of stone, kind of partial part of a building. And I think it's really well done. As you can see, the stone has some nice details and cracks. I like the little added pop of color with the brick. And as we turn this up to the bottom, you can see the Batman Returns logo, Catwoman, and the Iron Studios kind of name on there. All right, let's go ahead and move on and take a look at another different piece of this statue. Let's take a look at the cat. In the animated series, her name was Isis. I don't think there's specifically an Isis in the Batman Returns movie since no cat was really singled out. But as you can see, it's a nice little sculpt. I think the paint application leaves a little bit to be desired. They basically just kind of took a glossy black and painted the entire thing. Then gave it a pink tongue and kind of called it a day, to be honest. But at least the actual sculpt itself is nice. I'll give them that. And having the cat kind of clean itself is a nice playful touch. It does attach to the base magnetically. All right, let's go ahead and move to the main event here, Catwoman herself. I'm going to go ahead and breeze through taking her out of the styrofoam tray. And I think the first thing we're going to do is take a look at her likeness. Sometimes that could be a little hit and miss with 1/10 scale statues, but I honestly think they did a really good job here. I think it really does look like Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. You know, it's not an exact 1-to-1 representation or anything like that. You can only expect so much from 1/10 scale, but I think they did a really good job. You can tell that they matched the stitching from the original movie, which I think is good. I think it adds a lot of authenticity to this piece. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the other little features before I move on. You can tell she's wearing a corset, which actually wasn't always obvious when you were watching the movie. Going down to their boots here, I like that they added all the laces and stuff. I think that's a nice detail. Very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put her together so we can just take a closer look at the overall thing. Let's get started with that. Not a ton of pieces to this statue, so this should be a quick setup. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the base by putting it front and center. I'm going to take Catwoman and start with that. As I pick her up here, you'll notice that there's a key right here and a keyhole on the base right there. And you kind of match the two so she slots in. It was a little tricky to put her on the base. It took a few tries. You kind of have to slot her just so she fits right. But after a few tries, it wasn't too bad. I made it look easy on this one. This was probably like take number 4 or so. But there you go. She slots right in. And lastly, we put the cat to complete the look. There's a little magnetic peg there, and you just kind of put on the base there, and it slots right in place. And there you have the 1/10 scale Catwoman from Iron Studios. If you're a fan of Batman Returns like I am, I think this is a recommend. I think the likeness is really well done. I love the playful pose with the whip around the shoulder. The cap kind of cleaning itself on the bottom is a nice touch. I like the base. It's classy but not too simplistic. Overall, I give this a recommend. My main criticism of this piece is the cat that it came with. They pretty much just painted it a glossy black and gave it a tongue and called it a day. They didn't even bother to paint the cat eyes on it, which I think is kind of a bummer. Overall, that's just a minor complaint since it's not the main attraction, but still something that I felt I needed to point out. At the beginning of this video, I did say I was going to explain why I decided to pick this up, and the reason is because I recently picked up the Iron Studios 1989 1/10 scale Batman, and I wanted Catwoman to go with that Batman. I know that I'm kind of mismatching because it's the original Batman from the first 1989 movie and Catwoman from the sequel. But to be honest, of the two Batman Keaton suits, I prefer the original. So that's why I went with a mismatch type of situation. They still go great together in my opinion, and I'm glad that they're in my collection. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It puts my videos on top of the stack and helps my channel grow. And if you want to get a notification anytime I do put up a new video, go ahead and click on the bell icon and it'll do just that. Until next time, have a good one, guys.